Hi, welcome to Eslg 486, our ESL-ELL practicum. This is just a brief welcome, just to make sure you have a sense of how the course works and how to kind of follow it on Canvas and what to expect, especially in our first few weeks together. So in this course, it's a very different kind of course. It's a field experience. It's a practicum. So you're not learning from discussion or from lecture or from textbooks reading. You are going to learn from your own experience being placed in a language learning situation. So you will be placed in a classroom in which others are learning English. So for this course, one of the first things that needs to happen is you need to be placed. As you're watching this, some of you might already have a placement. You've already reached out to me, we have a placement for you. For others, that hasn't happened yet. In general, for the 1 credit and the 2 credit, you will be placed on EWU's campus, either with the English Language Institute or with Asia University America program. One of the reasons is they need assistance. They need classroom assistance. They need people who are native speakers or native-like speakers who can assist the students and to kind of raise the level of discussion in the classes. So they need our help. And by going into those classes and assisting, what we can do is we can get a sense of what really good language teaching looks like. So you'll be presented with a model, and then I will be giving you some prompts, some things to think about and reflect on and write about that your particular form of the practicum will kind of focus on. And so in the practicum, there are 3 different forms of it. There's the 1 credit, the 2 credit, and the 3 credit. And if you're in this the first time, chances are you're taking it for 1 credit. There are some exceptions. If you're taking it the second time, it's probably for 2 credits. If this is your 3rd time, probably for 3 credits. And so what I expect for you in the course is very different across the 3 different forms of it. The reflections are quite different. With the 1 credit, my expectation is that you are simply getting comfortable in a language learning situation. You're starting to notice how individual language learners work and the role of culture. With the 2 credit, I want you to, with a kind of a more fine-grained lens, I want you to be noticing how strategies and methods and scaffolding occur. With 3 credits, you are really stepping up to the plate and you are critiquing your own teaching and you're writing lesson plans that may or may not be used in the environment in which you're teaching. And also not just the kinds of reflections and the depth of reflection changes, but also the amount of time that you spend in your practicum experience. With 1 credit, it's a minimum of 10 hours, 2 credits, 20 hours, and 3 credits, 30 hours. And I'm going to emphasize that's the minimum. One thing that will likely happen this quarter is that you may get sick, or your instructor may get sick, or there may be a test that's held and you're asked not to attend at your regular time. And so I highly suggest that you schedule more hours than you actually need for whatever level of practicum that you're doing, just to be sure that you more than meet the minimum at the end. Another thing you'll want to do is to make sure that you're keeping your log right away, and there's a template in our Canvas site on how to do that. And the very first week, what you need to do is to let me know what your placement is. If you've been placed with ELI or AUAP, what you'll need to do is to let me know who is the teacher, where's the classroom, what day are you there, and what's the hour, so that I can actually begin to make plans to do an observation. I'll do an observation with the 1 credit and with the 3 credits, but not with the 2 credits. So the most important thing for you to think about as you're doing this practicum is, just like I said at the beginning, this is not a course. This is an actual placement. This is a field experience. And you need to think of yourself not as a student. You are joining the profession. This may be one of the first steps, conscious steps, that you take as a professional. And you may have assisted other people at times, maybe someone who lives in the same apartment complex, or maybe You helped out a friend at one point with their English, that kind of thing. But this is a really conscious step. You are placing yourself in a situation where you're saying to the teacher that you're working with, I want to join the profession too. And so you need to look like a teacher. Not just in your dress, you need to make sure to be kind of looking like a teacher when you attend, but also in your behavior. You need to model perfect behavior for the students. You need to be, at the very least, on time, if not early to class. You need to keep your cell phone in your bag and not use it unless the teacher specifically asks you to make a call for them. And you need to not be talking when the teacher is talking. So be modeling at all times just that ideal behavior for the language learners around you. One more thing I want to say. Every one of you will have a very different experience. Every one of you will be working with a different teacher, and the teacher will see different things in you. And even if you're just doing this for a 1 credit this quarter, it's very likely that the teacher you're working with will invite you to lead a session, or will invite you to introduce a lesson, or to come up with an activity to use with the students. And what I've found over time has really surprised me, and that is that students usually say no. And I want to let you know that's actually the wrong answer. The wrong answer is to believe in what the teacher can see in you. You may not feel like you're ready to do that yet, but if the teacher sees that in you, you probably are. So I would say take every opportunity that's given to you and do your best. Do your absolute best. And don't forget that I'm here and I can assist you. If the teacher you're working with says, next week, could you introduce the new chapter that we're going to look at? And you take my advice and you say yes, come see me in my office hours. I'll be glad to help you plan an activity and help you think through that. So use my help as much as possible. So in this course, I'm not going to see you a whole lot. You're welcome to come to my office hours. You're welcome to visit me at my electronic office hours. But there's no set discussion that you have to take part in. I will be giving you feedback as you turn in those reflections. I'll be reminding you when they're coming up and giving you feedback on them. But really what this is going to be is kind of a long-distance relationship in terms of helping you through your first few steps that you take professionally in this field. So do your best, be a professional, and it starts now. See you in class.